The Voyager 1 space probe, which has been traveling through space for more than 40 years, has made an important announcement. During its trajectory beyond its initial mission, it has exceeded all expectations. As it was expected to last only 5 years, now Voyager 1 has detected the presence of 300 unknown objects passing through space. This discovery has completely changed our understanding, as these objects have been found to be plasmas from giant star explosions that occurred millions of years ago. Join us on this journey through the cosmos to find out what these objects discovered by the Voyager 1 are all about. Unlike previous years, when we were only able to analyze data within our solar system thanks to the innovation provided by Voyager, we now have access to data beyond it. In August 2012, Voyager 1 officially showed the boundaries of the solar system by crossing the heliopause. However, this milestone was not easy to achieve. As the probe moved farther and farther away from the Sun, the amount of sunlight available to power its instruments and systems is significantly achieved. The spacecraft's power is generated primarily from 3 radioisotope thermoelectric generators, which will determine the heat produced by the natural breakdown of plutonium-238 into electricity. As the heat output of the thermoelectric generators has decreased over time, the available power has decreased, affecting the operation of several onboard systems, including scientific instruments, data transmission, and communications. To conserve energy, non-essential systems and instruments have been removed, disabled, or placed in a dormant state. As power continues to decline, it will be necessary to optimize or shut down Voyager 1's critical systems to prolong its operational life. In its current state, it will not operate for much longer. Even in its current state, though, it is still very valuable to us. However, the great distance between Voyager 1 and Earth presents a significant challenge to maintaining effective communication. As the spacecraft venture into interstellar space, Voyager 1's signal strength has weakened. It takes more than 21 hours for signals to travel from Voyager to Earth. The weak signal, combined with the interference from background noise, makes it difficult to transmit and receive data. In addition, the temperature transition from the heliosphere to the interstellar space exposes Voyager 1 to different thermal conditions. In the heliosphere, the spacecraft was closer to the Sun and experienced high temperatures, whereas when entering interstellar space, it faces extremely low temperatures. The Voyager 1 probe is equipped with dust detectors, specifically designed to measure the density of interstellar dust in deep space. However, communication with Voyager 1 has become more difficult due to the limited resources NASA's global antenna system is expected to have to receive the mission signals. This has resulted in less frequent communication opportunities than they used to be. Despite this, a fascinating discovery recently emerged in the midst of data stream. Voyager 1 detected an intriguing anomaly: the presence of 300 unknown objects passing through interstellar space. This discovery has perplexed scientists around the world as it challenges our understanding of the cosmos. Are these objects remnants of ancient celestial bodies drifting by, relics of distant star systems, or the existence of previously unknown phenomena? Although the information transmitted by Voyager can usually be easily deciphered when information is sent, in this case the data were encrypted, which raises many questions but few answers. Strangest of all, however, is that despite the peculiar nature of the data, Voyager 1 appeared to be functioning smoothly. Its communication link with Earth remained intact and the signal remained strong, allowing valuable information to reach NASA without much trouble. Interestingly, none of the ship's protection systems were activated, indicating that there was no immediate threat. This rules out a possible attack. So, what could be causing the telemetry data to appear scrambled or inaccurate? Could it be the result of interference from the cosmic phenomena such as radiation or high-energy particles? Or is it possible that we are dealing with a completely unknown phenomenon that defies our understanding of space? The only way to obtain certainty was to conduct a meticulous analysis of a wide range of possibilities. The NASA research team thoroughly analyzed the systems, taking into account the impact of cosmic radiation on the electronics and the possibility of temperature fluctuations affecting their sensitive instruments. There was a possibility that something was happening just before Voyager entered the heliosphere, and that natural changes in its path would create problems in data transmission. However, Voyager 1 was not exactly in the area where these natural changes were concentrated enough to cause those problems, so that did not appear to be the answer. The team also investigated the complexities of Voyager 1's communication systems, exploring possible distortions caused by cosmic noise, interference, or even subtle changes in its trajectory. The search for answers led to a meticulous analysis of all these potential factors. The spacecraft systems are examined by considering the impact of cosmic radiation on electronic components and the possibility of temperature fluctuations affecting its sensitive instruments. However, while it might sound like a simple task of checking boxes on a list, in reality, there was a lot of work to be done. Therefore, this investigation was not instantaneous, but dragged on for weeks. The team advanced data processing techniques, advanced innovative algorithms, and ran simulations of various scenarios to identify the root cause of the unusual anomalies. At the time, this was the only way to discover what was causing the problems, and all that effort was not in vain. After months of receiving encrypted data from the spacecraft, scientists and engineers were finally able to restore clarity and reliability to the information coming from the far reaches of interstellar space. The cause of the problem was traced back to Voyager 1's Attitude Articulation and Control System, or AACS, especially an onboard computer that was supposed to be inactive. Surprisingly, it was discovered that the AACS had begun using the computer despite not being operational for years, leading to corruption of the transmitted data. However, the rest of the spacecraft remained operational and continued to collect data to discover the source of the problem. Engineers acted quickly and sent a command to Voyager 1 instructing the AACS system to shift to the correct computer to transmit the telemetry data. Although the solution was low risk, it required a great deal of patience because of the significant delay caused by the distance between Earth and Voyager 1. Radio signals take nearly 22 hours to travel back and forth, so the troubleshooting process required careful coordination. However, there was only one problem to consider. Voyager 1 had been built decades ago and had been performing excellently up to that point. Therefore, finding a solution to current problems would be a major challenge. It was necessary for them to review several manuals from the 1970s, and that is exactly what they did. After careful examination, they found a simple solution to the problem by restoring the system responsible for data transmission. In this way, they managed to fix the problem without affecting any other part of the ship. The experience and dedication of the engineering team played a crucial role in restoring clarity to Voyager 1's communications. Their efforts underscored the importance of leveraging past knowledge and combining it with current technology to meet the challenges of space exploration. Engineers suspect the deviation in the use of the non-operational computer on Voyager 1 was triggered by a faulty command received from another onboard system. This hypothesis suggests an underlying problem in the spacecraft's intricate computer network. Mission managers remain cautiously optimistic and emphasize that this incident does not pose a threat to the long-term well-being of Voyager 1. The spacecraft corrected the error and continued with its mission right after the correct computers came back online. Astronomers have been researching for many decades for objects from outside our solar system. However, it is in the moments of greatest desperation that the most surprising things happen. After years and years without news, something completely unexpected finally happened. two objects made their appearance at the same time, attracting the attention of scientists and astronomers from all over the world who used a James Webb telescope to dive into the investigations of these mysterious visitors. What are these two objects that appeared at the same time about? If you're interested in keeping up to date with news from the universe and its surroundings, subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and activate the notification bell. The first object to emerge from the vacuum of space was barely discernible through an observatory's telescope. After focusing the James Webb Space Telescope on this object, it was discovered that it had emerged in Vega, a distant star, and traveled through space at an impressive 50,000 miles per hour and was 147 trillion miles away. Its shape was similar to that of a cigar, and it was 1,000 meters long. Although this dimension was not particularly large for a comet or asteroid, since it was believed that it might be one, it was necessary to assume that it was an asteroid or comet. It was speculated that this object might form in a spacecraft-like disk, and when it was finally detected, it had already passed close to our star, the Sun. It made an abrupt trajectory change and began accelerating in a different direction, a behavior that was certainly a departure from what would be considered normal for an asteroid or comet. And just when astronomers were thinking about assimilating the surprise and confusion caused by this unexpected visitor, another event took place. Gennady Borisov had the opportunity to observe an object moving across the sky before dawn. The sighting occurred from his own personal observatory in Orkney, Crimea, using a telescope he had built himself. From the first moment, Gennady recognized the peculiarity of what he was seeing, as his object was moving in a direction opposite to that of the comet that is normally inhabit the main asteroid belt surrounding the Sun. The question that remains is whether these interstellar visitors are of natural origin or whether they are the product of some form of artificial creation. To obtain answers, it would be necessary to undertake a journey to them and conduct closer investigations. The first interstellar traveler came from the Vega star system and was given the name Hawaii, which in their language means explorer. Vega, also known as the future North Star, is a bright star only 25 light years away from Earth. It is visible in the northern hemisphere sky during the summer months due to the slow roll of the Earth's axis, which gradually shift our perception of north to various stars. A millennia ago, Vega was a pole star, and in about 12,000 years, it will regain that position. In early 2013, astronomers made the discovery of an asteroid belt surrounding Vega, suggesting the presence of possible planets in the star system. Among the objects present, two regions were identified, an outer one populated by asteroids and an inner one with hotter space rocks. One of these objects was named Oumuamua. NASA had a window of only 11 days to observe Oumuamua, as it traveled at 3 times the speed of the Earth's orbit around the Sun. After that, the object was no longer detectable due to its small size and low luminosity. After entering our solar system and passing the Earth, it accelerated sharply to leave our system. During the follow-up of Oumuamua, it was anticipated that its orbit would have a hyperbolic shape, being influenced only by the gravitational force. However, something unusual was demonstrated, an additional acceleration that seemed to push it in addition to gravity, which defied expectations. When the cigar-shaped object was sighted, it had already passed close to the Sun and changed direction, turning abruptly. Scientists were troubled by 2 questions in particular. First, its cinematic acceleration away from the Sun, and second, its peculiar shape. Despite NASA's effort, speculation abounded in scientific journals and media headlines. Although it was initially labeled as an asteroid and later as a comet, uncertainty persisted about its nature. In the midst of this uncertainty, Avi Loeb, a Harvard astronomer, raised the bold possibility that it could be an artificial structure created by an intelligent entity. This suggestion resonated because the object changed the understanding of conventional physics, baffling the scientific community. After its close approach to the Sun, the object began to leave their solar system at an exceptionally high speed, approximately 95,000 kilometers per second, much faster than would be expected for a traditional comet. Instead of showing chaotic acceleration due to outgassing, its acceleration was smooth and steady, a behavior uncharacteristic of a comet. On October 7, 2017, Oumuamua headed towards the constellation Pegasus, headed for an unknown destination. Although an image could not be captured due to limited technology at the time, its peculiar characteristics suggest a possible artificial origin, such as, for example, a craft with a light sail. Initially classified as a comet, then as an asteroid, as it did not show a fuzzy coma, the discovery of Oumuamua was an oddity, as it did not fit the typical patterns of objects in our solar system. Despite observational efforts with telescopes at Green Bank, West Virginia, and Allen, California, no signals or communications from the object were detected. In contrast, the other detected object, 2I Borisov, was easier to understand than its cosmic companion. This interesting comet, composed of a mixture of water, dust, and carbon monoxide similar to that found at the periphery of the solar system, had a visible tail and was more in line with specific expectations. However, 2I Borisov seemed even more mysterious in comparison. It is argued that its origin comes from an ancient solar system that was in orbit around a red dwarf. This is a type of stars of low luminosity and common in our galaxy. Based on its velocity and trajectory, an international team of researchers has theorized that it possibly arose near the white dwarf Ross 573, located in a region of space about 629 trillion kilometers away from the Sun. Their hypothesis suggests that it was ejected into space about 900,000 years ago as a result of a violent collision between three large objects in this celestial area. Although some have even put forward the idea that it could be an extraterrestrial civilization observing us, it is more plausible that it is a natural object. Nevertheless, there is the possibility that an advanced alien civilization has built a spacecraft capable of going unnoticed by the naked eye of humans. However, this is mere speculation, and there is no conclusive evidence in this regard. NASA has issued an alert about Oumuamua, indicating that it's heading towards Earth and shows no sign of veering off course. When in 2017, the presence of an unknown flying object with a particular orbit was announced, it has caused great commotion. After detailed analysis, scientists determined that this object of alien origin came from somewhere between the stars and interstellar space. Now, the situation is becoming more worrisome, as experts warned about the possible impact of this object on our planet. Some theories even suggest that it could be an extraterrestrial spacecraft, which adds even more uncertainty. Are aliens watching us? Should we fear that an alien race is planning our destruction or conquest? It is time to reflect. Do we believe in the existence of extraterrestrial civilizations? Could they be completely oblivious to our existence, occupying a distant corner of the universe? Let us contemplate what these alien life forms might be like. While we are evolved primates, extraterrestrial species could be reptiles, insects, or even a combination of both, or something completely different and unimaginable. The only way to find out would be through direct observation, but so far we have not yet found a means to do so. However, In 2017, we came across a probe of extraterrestrial origin, which has captured the attention of scientists around the world. This cigar-shaped object has traveled around the center of the solar system, approaching about 15 million kilometers from Earth. The sighting of this object was a stunning surprise, as we did not anticipate encountering something like this in our vicinity. However, there is now evidence that Oumuamua is heading towards Earth, driven by a force that does not originate in our solar system. Stay tuned as we present scary new evidence for this, revealing the possible and terrifying reasons why Oumuamua will make a direct impact on Earth. But before we dive in, let's explore some crucial context. Since the 2017 incident, scientists including astronomer Avi Loeb of Harvard University have taken a keen interest in studying Oumuamua and similar objects. Professor Loeb, with a PhD in plasma physics, has investigated the seafloor for signs of extraterrestrial visitation. He has even speculated on the possibility that Oumuamua was an otherworldly spacecraft. It is important to note that Earth scientists have already launched space probes such as Voyager and the New Horizons project to collect data about space and other planets. In theory, extraterrestrial probes could be similar scientific devices, whether they come from another planet or on our own. However, our experts lack the technology and knowledge necessary to send a probe into space and bring it back to Earth. Therefore, astronomers and physicists are working hard to understand how extraterrestrial spacecraft might navigate interplanetary space and how we might intercept their possible messages. If an extraterrestrial civilization wanted to send a probe to Earth, it would face two major obstacles: distance and time. For example, extraterrestrial probes sent from the Andromeda Galaxy, our nearest galactic neighbor, would have a daunting 2.5 million light-years journey ahead of them. To put this in context, 1 light-year equals a distance of approximately 6 trillion miles. If a extraterrestrial wished to ensure that the probe arrived back on Earth before their civilization collapsed, they would have to find means of traveling at speeds faster than the speed of light. Is it plausible that they would have developed technologies such as hypothetical wormholes or distortion engines, or perhaps other innovations based on higher-thought unknown laws of physics? Even if the terrestrials would overcome the challenge of interstellar travel, they would face other considerable obstacles. For example, they would need to build probes capable of withstanding the effects of space radiation and space debris. It would be essential to develop state-of-the-art materials with increased toughness and hardness to ensure endurance during their prolonged journey. Scientists like Professor Loeb are dedicated to understanding how these spacecraft would navigate interstellar distances and how we might intercept their potential communications. However, the challenges related to distance, time, and materials engineering pose considerable hurdles that any extraterrestrial civilization would have to overcome. But to prepare for the eventual return of Oumuamua and its possible collision with Earth, we need to understand what this object really is. Why is this object called Oumuamua so peculiar? What have we discovered about it so far? In the fall of 2017, an enigmatically shaped object known as Oumuamua passed through the inner solar system, passing so close to the Sun. Its significance lies in the fact that it was the first known object to originate outside our solar system. Astronomers designated it as Oumuamua, being the first interstellar object discovered in our solar system. However, it is now commonly referred to as Oumuamua. For a long time, astronomers have been anticipating the arrival of an interstellar object similar to Oumuamua. NASA's then Associate Administrator for Science, Thomas Zurbuchen, stated in 2017 that they had strong evidence for the existence of interstellar objects like Oumuamua. Another interstellar object was discovered in August 2019. Unlike Oumuamua, appeared to behave like a typical comet, showing a tail and a coma formed by gas and dust around an icy nucleus. The lack of a tail and a coma in Oumuamua led astronomers to speculate about its composition. Leading theories suggested the sublimation of hydrogen or nitrogen ice from other solar systems as a possible explanation. Interstellar objects are launched into space due to the gravitational influence of gas giants or by massive collisions that tear apart protoplanets. As the first known interstellar visitor, Oumuamua provided valuable information about the nature of other planetary systems. In addition, its shape was unusual. Although initially thought to be 10 times as long as it was wide, later measurements indicated that it was more pancake-like in shape. The minor planet Arrokoth, explored by NASA's New Horizons probe in 2019, is one of several similarly shaped objects observed in the Kuiper Belt. Oumuamua's brightness, observed through changes in its luminosity, was used to determine its dimensions and shape. Although the exact star system from which Oumuamua originated is unknown, in 2018, researchers traced its trajectory back to its original path to the Sun, discovering that it passed close to 4 stars, with HIP 3757, a red dwarf, being its closest encounter. Oumuamua's hyperbolic trajectory indicates that its velocity as it approached the Sun was so high that it was barely affected by solar gravity, allowing it to continue its trajectory away from our solar system. Oumuamua was discovered more than a month later, on October 19, 2017, by University of Hawaii astronomer Robert Warwick, through observations made by the Pan-STARRS system. At the time, Oumuamua was 21 million miles from Earth, and its closest point brought it to within about 15 million miles. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video, and thank you so much for watching.